One.
All right. Well, count 10. Ready?
Yep.
3, 2. What is going on, Secondhand Talent family? It is Steiner here. We just the 3 restart it.
Yep.
Fine. 3, 2. What is going on, folks? It is Steiner here. We just promoted Whale Feral's EP, which is coming out today. The EP, actually. Sorry. 3, 2. What's going on, folks? It's Steiner here from Secondhand Talent. Season 6 with our 100th episode starts Wednesday with Marq Spusta, our 100th episode. And just yesterday, we previewed Whale Feral's single Burnin Young with their EP coming out April 13th. And today we thought it would be really cool, ahead of Season 6, to unbox the set pieces for Season 7. So shout out first and foremost to Matt Crozier for the art on the hoodie. There's a reason I'm not wearing our guest's clothing, which is usually Mr. Marq Spusta himself. That's because our set pieces are designed by Mr. Marq Spusta and Spusta Studios. So we've got these over here. We have the blue flower and we have got the red flower. So we've got both of these right here, and we are going to take a look for the first time at Marq Spusta's Frustrated Flower statues. Got to give a shout out to Bottleneck Gallery for the distribution, and of course Mark for the art and design. If you're not familiar, it's Mark with a Q, and you can check out his work at SpustaStudios.com, and you'll hear all about it in the interview that is coming out on Wednesday. In the meantime, though, let's take a look at these. Folks, I have been waiting for these for a long time, and they are finally here. Here is the blue flower. Let's pop this guy out over here. All right, so look at this beautiful packaging. This kind of like greenish, purplish tie-dye on the background of the image of the print, the frustrated flower, and then on the back there's this nice little key line here. And folks, these are hand-painted resin figures, limited to, I believe, editions of something like 500 for the red and maybe 250 for the blue. And yep, packaged in similar packaging, which is as to be expected. We've got the blue flower right over here. We've got the red flower over here. Steiner, should we open the blue flower or the red flower first? Oh! Well, so, okay, here's an interesting fact, folks. So some of these are supposed to be embellished. They're both right side up on the front, but one is upside down on the back. So, do you think we go with the right side up one first, so we have something to compare it to? What do we do?
Upside down.
Go with the upside down first. All right, folks. We're gonna start with the upside down. Not a Stranger Things reference or endorsement, but we might as well start with the upside down. So this is an upside down back, which interesting to get both. And I don't know, folks, so you can tell me in the comments if you got one of these. So let's see, we've got a lovely black cover. Oh my. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Frustrated Flower. So let's see. We're gonna take this out very carefully here. All right, so it looks like we've got our flower and our bees over here. And then underneath, we have some additional setting pieces here. So we've got this little leaf arrangement, which is, I believe, is where we nestle our little bees. So these kind of are, if I'm meant to understand correctly, the bees somewhat latch under here for placement on the base. Now, I don't see any embellishments off the top of, the first like as a first glance, but folks, we'll give them a full inspection and definitely let you know if we find some. We'll also be able to compare the two different ones. And then we have our base right here, which, as you can see, there's a little green paint on the base here. So and you see that, Jesse? Look at that right there. I thought there was like a little splotch in there. I don't know if it's from placement of the actual figure. But we'll find out, and we will show you the finish. I'm going to put these together when I'm paying attention, but that's kind of exciting to see a little splotch of paint down there in the base. I do want to put it together with intentionality, so I'm not going to do that on camera because there's one more tiny little piece right over here. It does seem pretty fragile, so we're going to hold off on putting it together, but rest assured that we will be showing you ultimately what the final work looks like. So that is our red flower, and now we have our variant blue flower. So at this point, the back was upside down, but I'm not sure if that means right side up. We'll have to take a look later. Here we go. Here is the blue flower. We're going to give it a good little shake. And
shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Well, if I did that, I'd probably rip the picture. Oh man, kids these days don't know about Polaroid pictures. All right. Sorry for getting a lot of box noise, folks. I'm wearing a little, holy moly, that is so fucking cool. Okay. Now, for immediately off the bat, there are some little extra felt pieces that were in here that looks like they came out of here that are not in the other one. So I have a feeling there's some embellishment somewhere. I'll have to compare the two. Like, also the bees are covered up here and they weren't covered in the other, but here is our blue flower.
There's a little bit of purple in there, isn't it?
Yeah, the middle is really, yeah, look at that. The middle is really purple.
Wow.
I have to look at the print. I don't exactly remember if there's supposed to be that discoloration. The bees look kind of the same, and then I believe if we take off our top layer here, so we've got our flower and our bees, and then yep, we've got our same bottom. Let's see if this bottom looks any. No, this bottom also. This bottom has little splotches in both feet holes. So I guess we'll have. I didn't even notice this on the first one on the bottom. Frustrated Flower by Marq Spusta, written on the bottom. Well, what a fascinating figure, and I absolutely cannot wait to share these. Oh wait, I thought there was a piece missing, but here it is. That's little. Wow, absolutely cannot wait to share these with y'all in season 7. But in the meantime, check out our interview with Mr. Marq Spusta coming up on Wednesday, April 1st, our 100th episode. Thanks so much, Secondhand Talent family, and we will see you with another episode of Secondhand Talent on Wednesday. And that's podcast preview.